Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Kutzil, Malamet Exemplar. For 1 colorless, 1 green and 1 white, it's a legendary creature cat warrior 3/3 with your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, and whenever 1 or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So as you can tell, I don't have much voice today because it was Halloween yesterday and I had to take care of a bunch of children and was shouting all day, so please bear with me if I'm a little bit lower energy than normal. In any case, this guy is really good despite the slightly awkward wording. It is a great exemplar, get it, of how far the power creep has come in recent years, because up until fairly recently we had Grand Abolisher as basically the only version of the effect your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Later on we got the white legendary from the Brothers War. We also got Tidal Barracuda, which effectively does a similar thing, and now we're getting this as an uncommon, which is basically just going to stop all sorts of interaction during your turn. That line alone would already be really powerful on a 3/3 body for 3, but then it comes in with a bunch of card draw attached, which is really powerful. This can draw you up to 3 cards per turn in the right situation. And what is the right situation, you may ask? Well, you need to have creatures with power greater than their base power, and there's just so many ways to achieve that. That is so incredibly easy to do, and bear in mind that it does say power greater than the base power, not power greater than its toughness. So any single anthem effect, for example a Sylvan Anthem that's giving everything +1/+1, is just going to turn this on for all of the creatures you have, which makes it super easy to turn on and very easy to build a deck around. Obviously that's the most boring way to go about it. There's a bunch of other spicier cards that you can be using to do this. Obviously +1/+1 counters decks really enjoy this because they're probably going to be having their creatures fairly well buffed most of the time. This is therefore a very easy way to draw 3 extra cards a turn with +1/+1 counter creatures. It also works really well with creatures that come in with +1/+1 counters and have 0 base power and toughness, because then they're immediately going to be turned on no matter what else is going on. There's a bunch of effects in green as well that double the power of all your creatures, such as Zopandrel. That kind of effect is obviously very good with this as well, and it synergizes very well with Sovereign Okinek Ahau. This is a card that we haven't made a video about yet, but I am going to make a video about soon. Now obviously they're both cat people from Ixalan and they're both in Selesnya, so clearly they've been made to synergize very well together, and they certainly do. This card is very powerful with Kutzil because it's going to constantly grow all of those creatures that you have. Again, just a single anthem effect is basically going to do it. You don't need much else to get the train rolling with these 2 cards. I am curious to see if we're going to get more support for this theme. It is a theme that initially seems very cool because we've never had it worded that way, but the more you think about it, the more you realize that basically it's just pushing you to do counters matters or anthem matters, which is stuff that we've seen a lot of times before. Still very cool, and it's still kind of nice that we're getting slightly out of the box Selesnya commanders, even though they're still not very far away from the box, which is of course counters and tokens, the only thing that Selesnya really can do. I am almost tempted to make a deck around Kutzil because it does seem quite strong, but I really do wish WotC would just branch out a little bit with Selesnya and let us do something more interesting, like that new Sergeant card we got from the Doctor Who decks. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel, and until next time, take care.